Hello YouTube, Brocky3 here, back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the DC Universe Classics Wave 20 White Lantern Flash. Now, this is a figure that I've been looking for a while. My buddy Drew, also a collector, has been looking for the hooded Green Arrow from this wave, and I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, I feel like I'm going to see that Green Arrow today. I just know I will. So I go to Kmart with my girlfriend, look for some stuff that she needed. And I'm like, let's go look at toys. So we went and they'd completely restocked, like on the whole wave. They had everyone except Reverse Flash. And so they had Hal Jordan, who's not on the back of the box, but is a Wave 20 packaged figure. And I don't understand that. Maybe they put variant for something, but I don't know. I guess they put him in there because this wave is big on pairs. Because it comes with the Green Arrow and the Red Arrow, both of which were at Kmart, and I picked them up for Drew because he's a huge Green Arrow dude. And they had Hawk and Dove, which I almost got, by the way, but I have the DC Direct Hawk and Dove, so meh. But I might get them later anyways, because I actually really like Hawk and Dove. I think they're underrated. And then there was a White Lantern and a Flash and Reverse Flash. And Sinestro, a really great Sinestro figure actually that I plan on picking up as well. And the Hal Jordan, I guess. But the Collect and Connect is Necron. Here is his leg that comes with White Lantern Flash, right leg. But I don't think I'm going to build him. I might give this piece to Drew because he has two pieces. And these figures are all over the Kmart we went to and the comic shop. So, well, the comic shop doesn't have, the comic shop only has like 2 or 3 figures from the wave. 2 figures from the wave, actually. They only have the Sinestro and the Hal Jordan. But this is the one I wanted from the wave, and I kind of want the Sinestro too. I'll probably go pick that up from one of the shops sometime. Anyways, now let's get to this figure. Really, really cool. I really dig it. I love lanterns. I loved Blackest Night. It's one of my favorite graphic novels at this point. Well, it was also in, just little comics, but hey, this is a really, really cool figure. Lots of people I know were really into it, so I had to give one, of course. But, yeah, I mean, this is the alternative because I think the DC Direct White Lantern Flash is a San Diego, or maybe it wasn't San Diego, but it was a Comic-Con exclusive. It was definitely a Comic-Con exclusive. Now, this guy's pretty fancy. He came with some stuff other than the Necron leg. He came with these energy bands. There's just like energy pulses rising off his arms. And the one on his back, it's kind of bent up because it was bent in packaging. It's not the only part of him that was warped in packaging, but you can fix that with some hot water and some cold water. But I think this used to be part of a Superman figure because he has the House of L symbol on his back. Probably part of the, remember when Superman became like really overpowered? Because he's already overpowered. And then he split into blue and red. Yeah. Probably from them. But yeah, it looks really good on him because of his speed and his White Lantern constructs. I also kind of plan on getting the new 52 Flash, but yeah, his arm was also bent out of shape, but I can fix that. No problem. But yeah, first off, how about we get to some articulation? Now, the head looks down, which is good, and up. Not up too terribly much though, but just a little bit. Then side to side, of course. Arms up, down, forward, back. You got bicep rotation, elbow bend, wrist swivel, ab crunch, waist articulation, in and out, forward, back on the legs, thigh swivel, knee bend, and some foot articulation up and down. I went through that pretty quick because most of these Mattel DC figures are all exactly the same when it comes to articulation. Sometimes they have less points, and sometimes they have more points. I have 2 that have double elbow bends. My Sinestro Corps Scarecrow and my Black Lantern Black Hand, who's a Green Lantern classic. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like Mattel's articulation. Not really as good as Marvel Legends, that Hasbro articulation and Toy Biz articulation, but hey, whatever, who cares? It's its own unique thing. I just tooted. But now let's get into detail and paint job. They're actually pretty cool. This guy's got a really basic DC Universe Classics muscle body, you know, that everyone has. But he does have some unique things, like his head sculpt. Really nice. They painted his eyes really well. Like, they did really well on the eyes for this guy. And, of course, he's got his silver little Hermes or whatever wings. And they're bendable so they won't break, like, if he falls. You want them to be soft, because if they're hard, then they'll break if he falls off your shelf or something. And he's got his White Lantern Flash emblem. So just a White Lantern symbol with a lightning bolt through it. And he's this gray, which is fine, because lots of the Mattel lanterns aren't very shiny. They're shiny in some places, but not all over. But if you want a really shiny one, the Comic-Con exclusive one's probably the one you want. But this one has way more articulation, and it'll scale up well with all your Universe Classics, Green Lantern Classics, Batman Unlimited, everything like that. But, I apologize for the dog, by the way, if you hear the dog. Sometimes you can hear my camera, sometimes you can't. But and he's got these bands that are painted black and a shiny silver. Really, really good looking, actually. Very well done. They're not leaking at all on my figure. And he's also got them around his waist. Looking pretty good there. Then down the legs, just really the gray. And then the boots are all silvery. So we got the shiny silver on the boots. Also got some soft wings. But yeah, not a bad looking figure. I think he looks pretty dope. I never say that word. I've been watching too many Shartimus Prime videos. But yeah, now what do you guys say we get into the size comparisons? Now here's our White Lantern Flash with some other characters. I'm not going to compare him to my other Blackest Night Flash, which is the Blue Lantern Flash, because he's really just a repaint of him, like an exact repaint. But I figured, why not compare him with another Blue Lantern? So here's my Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner from the 2-pack, the War of the Green Lanterns 2-pack. He comes with a Sinestro Corps Hal Jordan. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, they scale up fine. They're really about the same height, because I mean, they have mostly the same sculpt, really. So yeah, they're pretty cool though. Minor differences in sculpt and the head sculpt, but they're about the same height. And then here he is with the Signature Collection Black Mask. It was a MattyCollector.com exclusive. Pretty cool figure. I almost said dope again. That's not really my word. He's pretty fancy. Fancy's my word. Fancy, yeah. And they're about the same height as well, so he does scale up well with your other Mattel figures from the different lines. Now here's White Lantern Flash with some other DC figures. Here he is with the DC Direct Black Lantern Superman. Figured I'd show another Blackest Night figure. And the Superman's a little too big for him, you know. He's just too big. He's usually also the DC Direct I show for size comparisons, because he's just a good, nice size DC Direct. But yeah, he's a little too big, so he doesn't really scale up well with the Blackest Night line of DC Direct figures that came out way too late, by the way. Lots more people would have collected that if it would have come out around the same time as Blackest Night, or just after Blackest Night, but it was too late. And here he is with another Mattel figure, actually, the Movie Masters Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Now, this is really the only Mattel line that he doesn't scale up well with. As you can see here, him and Bane, not the best buds. Not the best buds. So, yeah, there's nothing really going on for them. Not good scaling. Bane's just too short. So, really, this Flash is going to scale up with your other Mattel DC figures in your collection. I mean, he's not going to scale up with your DC Directs or your Movie Masters. So, all in all, what do I think of the DC Universe Classics Wave 20 White Lantern Flash? Well, he's a pretty tight figure. He's really solid. I mean, I like him. He comes with this really cool Necron Collect and Connect. I have the DC Direct, so I don't really want to build him. But I hear he's a really good Collect and Connect figure. I do hear that. I hear people really like him. So, I just really can't afford to do that, because, you know, kaiju figures, which is the main thing I collect, are really expensive. And you got college, and I've already spent too much money on kaiju figures this month, and I've only bought 4. Kaiju figures can be expensive. That's Godzilla, Gamera, and Ultraman, for those who don't know. But also, I kind of want to build the Arquilo from Green Lantern Classics Wave 1. Probably not going to buy the Kyle Rayner, just get that piece separate. But, yeah, pretty tight. Anyways, back off my ramblings and back to this figure. He's actually really nice, and I'm really glad I picked him up. I'm not disappointed at all. I really like him. So, I'm gonna give this guy, I'm gonna say 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, he's really tight. Maybe they could have worked a little better, made him a bit shinier, but he's still really cool. I like him. Maybe some more paint apps and stuff, but he's got a good sculpt. We see it a lot, but it's a good sculpt. He came with all this stuff, which was really cool of them to do. I'm really glad they did that. That's really what makes the figure for me. Even if the one on the back can't come off, but maybe it can come off and I'm just a wimp, but I'm pretty sure it can't come off. I don't want to take pliers to it or anything, because that'd just be dumb. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just some hot and cold water, bend that back down, bend his arm in, and then no problem. But I really like him. He is a pretty cool figure. So yeah, that's it for today's review. Be sure to stay tuned for the next one or our next video or whatever. You can see the last review in the link below. There's links in the description. Also link to our Facebook. Check that out. Our action figure collecting page. Really, really great. I'm trying to build a community down there, so go check that out. And our Twitter. And if you follow us on Twitter, we will follow you back. That is our policy. Might not happen instantly, but eventually we'll get to it. Yeah, Twitter. I use that sometimes. Only for B3 Productions, but Twitter. Anyways, that is it, you guys. That is it. So rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.